Okay. Hi, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via. It's February 15th, 2022, or it's whatever date you're watching this replay. We're going to start the way Kathy's set up for, legs up on a stool or a chair or a couch. You're lying supine on the floor. We're going to be here for 7 minutes. This is called static reset. Just stay here and watch your breath. Try to come into the room and bring everything about you into the room and with attending to breath. And if your mind drifts, once you notice the drift, then just bring it back. Okay, stay right there. Stay right there and move your head from side to side. It's a cervical spine rotation. Just slowly. Come on back to center. Vagus nerve reset. Stay where you are. You can put your head, keep your head on a pillow or towels, or you can put your head on a sponge ball or your choice. But what you want to do is keep everything but your eyeballs stationary and look to the right with your eyeballs and wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center. Eyeballs look left. Wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center. Do this 2 more times, 2 more sets, right, left, at your own pace, slower than I'm talking. And finish this set. You're finished. Set up for head ramping. And again, you choose what you put your head on, but what the essence of this movement is to press the occipital ridge, the back of the base of the skull, into the floor or the therapy balls or the sponge ball. Hold and then release. And I'm doing this seated so I can be talking to you easily and you can hear me. But you're doing it on your back. Two or three more times. And when you're finished, just rest and get ready for a breathing practice, Viloma breathing. In Viloma breathing, you divide your breath into 3 parts, filling first the first third of the lungs, then the second third, and then the last third. And it's almost like a little sniff. You're holding a little bit after this, after the inhale sniff. It's and release. So inhale, 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 and then one long exhale. I love this because I think it focuses on the lungs and gets breath into the lungs. Two more. And last one. The next thing we're going to do is a bridge hypopressive. You're going to bring your feet off the chair if you haven't already done so. Lying supine with your knees bent. Your arms are beside you at your hips. Your heels are on the floor and your toes are pointed up. This actually just enhances the effect of pelvic floor work. And on an inhale, let's see, let me think about this here. So on an inhale, you're going to bring your, so we're going to do 3 breaths without doing anything. And then you're going to hold your breath out. And then while you hold your breath out, your arms come up and your hips come up. And I'm going to count to 15. So go ahead and look at Kathy. That's what you do. We're going to do 3 breaths first. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale all the way out. Hold the breath out, lift the hips, bring the arms overhead. 1, 2, 3, no breath. 4, 5, 6, stay as long as you can. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Come on back down. Inhale, hips, exhale, arms. Let's do one more of those. Good job. Remember, your toes are up, your heels are on the floor. 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale all the way out. And then no breath. Lift your hips up, your arms overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Inhale, hips come down. Exhale, the arms come down. Good. Now everybody grab their sponge ball and lie on their belly. The first position for the sponge ball is at the belly button because it's the easiest to remember. So there you are. And then you're just going to breathe. And then slide up and down. For a little while. Slide up and down. You may have to use your feet, toes to do the movement, to help you do the movement. And then the next movement is a side-to-side movement. So you're on your elbows. Look at Kathy, she's on her elbows. So this time, so you're still, the ball is still at the belly button. You're still breathing and you're moving side to side. And you may feel a little bit of tension or sensitivity here because this is not something you do often, massage your organs in your belly. I just got a release in my cervical spine from the work. Come on back to center. Now I want you to just contract. So take an inhale and contract and hold for a minute. Contract on an inhale and then exhale and release and relax. So you're going to contract. You're almost going to pull the ball up into your belly button. And then you relax. And do it 2 more times. Contract, inhale, contract, hold, and then exhale, relax. And last one, inhale, contract, pull the ball up into the belly button, hold, and then exhale, relax. Okay, now you're going to have a new placement for the ball. It's going to be below the belly button, between the belly button and the pubic bone. And just stay here and breathe and feel what's happening, what happens when you put a tool like the sponge ball in this area. You don't have to be up on your elbows. You can see Kathy's has her arms down. She's resting on her arms. I, on the other hand, am up on my elbows so that I can talk to you. And now you're going to come up on your elbows so that you can move up and down, back and up and down over the ball. You may want to, your toes may help too. Your elbows and your toes help you move up and down. Just slowly massaging in just a slightly different area. Actually working here, working in with the sponge ball and the abdominals releases the upper back, among other things. Releases tension in the upper back. Whenever you're ready, come back to a central position and then start moving side to side. And the last move of this location is the contract, relax movement. So come back to center. On your inhale, pull your ball up into, well, it's not your belly button now. Pull your ball up into your abdominals. Hold, and then exhale and release. So it's a small hold, no breath, and then a relax. Inhale, pull, contract, hold, and then exhale, relax. Do this 3 more times without my cueing. Whenever you're finished, find the last position, which is above the belly button. The sponge ball is above the belly button. This is actually the position that affects the posture and the upper back the most, because you're up towards that area. So you're up pretty high, just underneath the rib cage with your ball. That's this location. Just rest here. You can rest on your hands. Your arms are crossed, resting on your arms and your hands. And now come up on your elbows and your toes in a small up and down movement. And finish up and come side to side, a small side to side movement. And then come back to center and do this contract, relax. So you're going to inhale and pull the ball up into the abdominals, the higher abdominals, rectus abdominals. Hold, and then on an exhale, release. Inhale, contract, hold, exhale, release. 3 more times without my cueing. Contract. And release, relax. 1 more. Okay, let's get off the sponge ball and lie on your back. So this is just sort of a transition. Remove the sponge ball, lie on your back, hug your knees and rock from side to side. If you can't hold on, if you can't reach your knees, use a strap or hold on to your thighs, the back of your thighs, and the next thing you're going to do is just drop your feet onto the floor and open them up into a butterfly. So the soles of the feet together, knees apart. We're just going to stay here and rest. And now go ahead and put a sponge ball behind you, behind your upper back, between your scapula. So I'm going to show you another way to use the sponge ball, or a chest opener. And you may need to put some bricks or towels or something underneath your head. It raises your chest so high that you'll need something under your head, a brick. I'm going to use a half round. And your arms can come out in a T, or they can come into cactus arms, although my cactus arms are not going to reach the floor. So, but it's still a nice chest opener. Just stay here and feel the opening that you're creating with a sponge ball, the chest opening that you're creating. This is almost like a little back bend, isn't it? You might feel a stretch right where at the arm, at the edge of the armpit, front of the edge of the armpit. And just stay here and breathe and know that you could do this as a resting pose. Anytime you can open your chest more than you usually open your chest, which is happening here, you're actually improving your posture. Okay, roll off of that, come up to a seated position. We're going to do the floor seated, the standard floor seated position series. Sit in a some sort of a floor seated position. Take your right hand and move it a little out to the side and take your left arm up and over. I'm going to time for 40 seconds. Nice, long thoracic side bend. You might feel more open in your lungs and your chest. Take big, nice deep breaths. And then go take your elbow, your top elbow, and move it forward and feel the stretch in the armpit. Still side bending, just adding a stretch in the latissimus dorsi. Slowly, elbow up and then torso up. Other side. Left arm along the mat, right arm up and over. Just stay here and breathe, and maybe you're feeling more open in your rib cage. And then take your elbow, top elbow, and move it forward for the last 20 seconds. Still side bending, still cervical side bending, but adding this armpit stretch. Elbow up, torso up. Let's do a cervical spine twist. Left hand on right knee. You might want to switch the cross of your legs or your position, your floor seated position. Left hand on right knee, right hand behind you. Spider fingers on the floor. And you have a couple choices here. I want you to sit up straight and tall. This is your spine twist, but you can add on a rotation at the neck, looking backward and forward. Or you can start to slide the rib cage from side to side. Either one, whichever appeals to you today. And then slowly come on out of this and go to the other side. Right hand on left knee, left arm behind you, spider fingers. Remember the two choices and make one of them, or you can switch between the two. Don't do both of them at once. Make sure you maintain your spine twist while you're doing your add-ons. Come on back slowly. Stack your knees, one knee, your knees are both pointing forward as much as you can do. You may need some props for this. Maybe you'll need a brick or a cushion. And then we're going to do the wrist twist where you bring your arms straight out in front of you. Palms facing, back of the palms facing each other. Take your right hand up and around so that now you're interlacing your fingers. And then take your hands down towards your lap and then up towards your chest and then up towards your chin. And then sit tall, stack knees, and we'll time this. Nice workout for the fingers and the wrists. Nice workout for the hips and the pelvis and the piriformis. This is a nice overall workout. If you don't like the twisted wrist pose, there are other things you could do for the top half of the body that would also might work on the wrist or the upper back. Release all of that slowly. Switch sides so that the top knee that was on the bottom is the knee on the bottom is now on the top. Bring your hands out in front of you, long. Back of the hands facing each other, touching each other, and then take the left hand up and over, clasp the fingers, and then bring your hands down towards your lap, up towards your chest and up towards your chin. Wrist twist. And sit tall. And enjoy all of the benefits of this pose. And unravel, slowly unravel. And I want you to come up to standing with a brick and one therapy ball. We're going to do some a chest opener here with the therapy balls facing the wall. So Kathy's going to have, I don't know whether Kathy has a wall. Do you have a wall? You have a wall in this room?
Tell you what I can do.
What?
Use a doorway.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me move this out of the way.
Okay, so you're facing the wall, your brick is on the wall, your ball is at the corner, right corner where the pec minor meets the arm bone, and you're going to then put the ball sort of in the middle of the brick, pressing the ball into this pec minor, this area at just at the edge of the pec minor, which is we hold a lot of tension. And this is the tightness that keeps our chest from opening. So we're going to try to work on that. Just staying there for a minute, compression. And now just bending your knees and sliding up and down over the ball. Boy, I haven't done this in a while, and I can tell that I haven't done this in a while. And I'm not facing the ball. I'm doing it with my hand, which is another option for you, actually. If it's too much on the wall, there's too much pressure, anything that makes the wall unpalatable, you can be seated and just moving the ball up and down in the same area. And then a small side to side movement. So come back to just standing without a bent knee. Small side to side movement. And notice you could improvise, do improv with your arm. So you could take your arm out and up. Not that arm, the arm that has the ball underneath it, near it.
That would be the,
Oh, that's this one. So you're working on the left side instead of the right. Okay, that's fine. Whatever arm that is already being pressed on at the corner, that's the arm. You can bring it behind you, right? You could bring it up and over and back. Just think of ways to move, stretching the muscle in that area. And then before we go to the other side and do it, we're going to do we're going to have the ball roll underneath the clavicle all the way across to the sternum. So you're on the ball, you're on the brick, and your ball is underneath the clavicle, starting at the same corner, but a little lower, starting at the same corner that we were at. And then you're going to bring it all the way across to the sternum, and then all the way back. So just rolling a little back and forth. This is an area that is tight. You might feel some of the tightness that you're holding here. And it's a nice massage for this area. And then come on back, let go of all of that and switch to the other side. If you're on the right, go to the left. If you're on the left, and you're going to put the ball at where the pec minor meets the arm bone, the same place. And you're going to put the ball there, and then you're going to press the ball into the brick on the wall. Standing tall. And then the way you're going to roll up and down over the ball is by bending your knees. Bending the knees and straightening the knees. And if you're seated like I am, I'm just rolling up and down over this area. Trying to avoid my pacemaker. And then stop that up and down movement and make some sort of a small side to side movement right in that same area. You can And whenever you're finished, remember that you can start to move your arm. And that moves the ball also. And then the last thing you're going to do here with right in this area is a side to side movement. Or did we already do side to side, Kathy? I'm not sure.
We did. We need to do the clavicle.
Okay, let's do the clavicle. Yeah. Okay, so now the clavicle is a slightly different location, but it starts in a similar area. But just find the clavicle and you can run your finger along it, and that's where you're going to take the ball from the outside edge of the clavicle, underneath the clavicle, all the way to the sternum.
And move the same arm, is that right?
Well, she's not moving her arm anymore.
No, if I can.
If you're moving the arm, you move the same arm that,
Oh,
that is attached, is near the ball, where the ball is. Mhm. But now you're doing the clavicle, moving all the way across underneath. This should feel really good. And back and forth a little bit. And whenever you're finished, set the ball aside, set the block aside, come down on back onto your sponge ball. We're going to do what is essentially a variation of the prone back extension. We're going to do it on the sponge ball. So put your sponge ball up underneath your chest at the top, at the edge of the rib cage on the floor. So you're prone. Yes, under there. It's more like that. Your arms are at your side. Palms up. Hold your breath. And then pull the diaphragm in. Contract. And then as you exhale, lift your legs, your arms, and your chest and your head. This may look a little familiar to you. And then inhale and come back down. Hold your breath a little bit. Contract, wait a minute, listen. Contract the lower abdominals. And then exhale, lift up again. So basically, you're going to exhale and lift up and inhale and come down. But in the same time, you're going to contract. You're going to do this contracting. So go ahead and contract before you lift. And now lift, legs, arms. It's a little like our back extension, right? But you have this ball under your chest. And then take an inhale and lower down. Let's do a couple more of these. Inhale, lift, and you're lifting your feet, which we don't actually usually do in a Pilates back extension, but it works well here. So what I want you to notice is that you're going to contract first, now lift, exhale, inhale, lift, stay here, contract again, and then exhale. And then inhale down. So I think I did that wrong, but let's try it again. So take an inhale, to prepare, and then an exhale to lift. And stay here and breathe. If you want to, you can lift up your chest up just a little bit more. Take an inhale to prepare, an exhale. Actually, she had, this is Jill Miller's thing. She has an inhale to come down. So I'm going to say that the basic movement is exhale, lift, and then inhale, come down. Do one more inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift. Take a couple breaths here. See if you can zip the back of your spine all the way down to the toe, to the heels. And then exhale and inhale, come on down. Okay, let's do the come off of the sponge ball. This is the sponge ball back extension. And you can still do, we can still do the T. So put your arms out in the T. Look to the right. Take your right leg up and over. Keep your armpits, your chest, your hands on the floor. And we're going to time this for 40 seconds. Just stay here and breathe. You don't have to worry about moving your top leg. You can move it, you can bend it, you can do anything, but you don't have to. The spine twist that you're getting in your thoracics is the main focus of this pose. Okay, come on back. Other side, look left. Left leg comes up. Left leg goes over the back of the right leg. Keep your armpits, your chest, your arms on the floor. You're using your legs to release the upper back, the thoracic upper back. And come on back. Find your way onto your back, supine or yoga nidra. You may want to put a bath towel or hand washcloth over your eyes. You may want to put a blanket over your body. You want to be warm, safe, and comfortable. And let's start by paying attention to the breath, breathing in and out, observing your abdomen as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. Now bring your attention and your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes the 61-point guided yoga nidra meditation. Go ahead and start to wiggle and stretch. Extend your legs along the mat. Extend your arms overhead. Stretch in both directions. Wiggle and stretch one side and then the other, both sides. Create space between your pelvis and your rib cage. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your ankles and your wrists in one direction and then the other. Hug your right knee to your chest. Hug your left knee to your chest. Hug both knees to your chest and rock from side to side. And then rock and feel the release that you can create here in the lower back and the hips. And then whenever you're ready, just roll onto one side and use the bottom arm as a pillow and stay here for just a little bit so that you can take the time to thank yourself and yourselves for showing up to your yoga practice today. I'm glad you showed up too. They showed up too. Use your top hand to bring yourself up to a seated position. I'm going to remove the spotlight. I'm going to place my view on gallery, and you can do that too so that you can see everybody. Bring your hands into a prayer pose and press strongly. Just see if you can feel the upper back. And then release that. And then lift your occipital ridge away from your shoulders so that you can bow and nod. The skull rolls over the top of the cervical spine, C1. Nodding, bowing, noticing and knowing that each of us is a light and that we're all one light. And we're going to close the class by saying to each other, namaste.
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 And thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.
Class.
I'm going to stop the recording.